Ambassador TCA Raghavan, former Indian High Commissioner to Pakistan, joining us live from New Delhi on this top story. Ambassador Raghavan, thank you, sir, for joining us. Now, how do you see this as a veiled message by Minister Jaishankar from the very soil of the host nation, the message underlying the cross-border characterized by three evils: terrorism, separatism and extremism? To begin with?
Well, terrorism and combating terrorism and extremism has been a central pillar of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization from the time that it was set up. So it was appropriate that the External Affairs Minister highlighted this central core of its agenda and its platform. The important point, to my mind, in Dr. Jaishankar's visit is that he has made sure that the toxicity which otherwise exists in India-Pakistan relations did not interfere with the SCO and the importance which India assigns to our membership of the SCO. So in that context, it was a very good and welcome development that India participated in this important meeting.
The fact that he has become the first Indian foreign minister to visit Pakistan in nearly a decade is also very significant. The timings of it, China flexing muscles in the Indian Ocean region and other strategic waters, and the Ladakh standoff, the lingering military standoff between Indian and Chinese troops in Ladakh. All of that, how do you look at it?
Well, the fact is that we have to draw a distinction between what happens at a regional and at a multilateral level and what happens bilaterally. So there have been, for the past few years, strained relations between India and China. Similarly, in China's own relationships with a number of its other neighbors have also witnessed a similar stress. But notwithstanding that, the fact that there is an engagement and a dialogue taking place at a regional, multilateral level is a good development. And it is good that India took the step of attending this meeting, notwithstanding the fact that it is in Pakistan, because it ensures that at least the conversations at a regional level continue.
Perhaps, sir, that is the underlying message. If you could elaborate on that, despite everything else, India did, it's got many steps further to attend the SCO meet.
Well, I do think engagement with one's neighboring countries is an important part of India's foreign policy, and nothing should be allowed to erode that engagement, notwithstanding the profound and fundamental differences which may exist. So India has a number of very, very genuine and deep concerns about Pakistan and Pakistani behavior. But the fact is that it is a neighboring country, and engagement with it, remaining in contact with it, and trying to find a sensible and suitable way out of these difficulties really is inescapable. In that context, the fact that the External Affairs Minister went to Islamabad to attend this meeting is a very welcome and positive development.
Okay. Minister Jaishankar also spoke about territorial integrity, recognizing one's territorial integrity and sovereignty, quote unquote, that the genuine partnerships must be built and not unilateral agendas. Well, this is seen as an indirect reference to China, would you say, sir, or China's assertive behavior on several critical issues, as there has been a multiple mention of trade and connectivity in Minister Jaishankar's intervention or address?
This is a traditional position which India has taken in a number of multilateral forums, including in previous SCO meetings also. It is no secret that we have very great concerns about the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor and the BRI project of the Chinese, because it runs through a part of Pakistan, which in fact is India's territory.
Right.
So reaffirming our territorial sovereignty and the requirement that projects of this kind cannot be decided unilaterally has been a traditional position which India has taken, and it is good. And perhaps it was to be expected that the External Affairs Minister would reiterate this position again.
Okay, sir, how do you look at the 8 key takeaways from the Indian perspective spelled out by Minister Jaishankar?
Well, he has characterized the meeting as being a positive one with these 8 takeaways, and certainly these takeaways are part of the multilateral agenda from India's perspective in any organization that it attends. There is going to be a forthcoming BRICS summit also, where much the same points will be reiterated by India. So, as I said, it is a good thing that India contributed positively to this summit. It ensures that the importance which we assign to the SCO does not get eroded because of our bilateral differences with Pakistan. And certainly, I would say that his attending this meeting is a good and positive sign for SCO as also for the region as a whole.
One final question, sir, Ambassador Raghavan, what do you think has been the larger messaging from India's perspective in this particular summit? Again, I would reiterate the fact that an Indian minister visiting Pakistan in almost a decade, and that too an external affairs minister.
I think the larger messaging is that India assigns importance to regional cooperation and to multilateralism as a whole. So while this visit was devoid of any bilateral content or bilateral context, nevertheless, the fact that it took place to Pakistan, and as you said, it was the first visit in almost a decade, is of significance. The last visit by an Indian External Affairs Minister to Pakistan was in 2015, when the late Srimati Sushma Swaraj had visited for a Heart of Asia conference.
Right, sir.
At that time, although the reason for her visit was a regional conference, it had a great deal of bilateral significance because she had very important bilateral meetings with the Pakistani leadership.
Sir.
This time, the visit did not have a bilateral content, but nevertheless, the fact that it took place at all at a time when there has been a downswing in India-Pakistan relations for the last few years is a good and important development.
Right, sir. We'll leave it there. Ambassador T.C. Raghavan, many thanks for joining us on this big story. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.